in Harakan Pradesh, in near Ropa, and we have Francis, who's in Poland with us, and William joining us from Netherlands. I have a couple of questions to ask in regards to the Haidakan Ashram, Babaji Ashram in Uttarakhand. I'm about to be privileged to visit soon. I'm wondering, what can you tell us about the ashram? What can I expect? What is the routine in there? Do you have to get up very early every day? How does it work? What are the main five things I need to know about the ashram, Francis? If you're happy to share first.
Oh yes, yes, yes. For me, Harakan is it's Babaji's home, and it is for me a connection with bliss, ananda, with happiness. Um, I feel at home there. It's like a place in my heart, I must say, and I have tremendous, beautiful experiences there. Like Babaji is hanging around there. You know, Babaji is this great yogin from the Himalayas, which sometimes appears for great masters. He was there to play with common people like us, and it still feels like he is there, and that's what I love about Herakan. And if we talk about routine, I can tell you, it's really getting up early when it is still dark and take a dip in the cold Gautama Gange. Brr.
Oh,
And and after that, you can drink a chai. The chai shops are also open early, and the chai makes you hot again. And if you sing loud and clearly during the arti in the morning, you're getting hot by it. And then the sun is also there, and then you can do a little bit of sunbathing before the karma yoga draws you into action and you become even warmer. And then after lunch, you can take a nap because you got up so early. You have the right to take a nap. They have siesta. Siesta in Herakan is beautiful. Maybe you want to take another chai when you wake up, take a shower, and then if you if you don't can't find any karma yoga, you can sing something or go to the duni to make some extra meditation. And what to say more? In the evening, play some bhajans and kirtan in the kirtan hall, and in a few days, one feels like this is heaven. This is heaven.
wow, I
This
can't
is my
wait.
experience of Herakan.
Wow. What is your thank you so much for sharing. I'm so looking forward to visiting it. And is it, I want to ask so many questions. Do you want to share your experience, please, William? I'll be very, very grateful.
Yes, yes. It's when I was first going there, there were no roads to go there. There was only the river. You could go alongside of the river, and then you need to cross 7 times or eight, and you need a guide to come there. So when you come there, you feel completely because of 2 hours along the river. You feel completely in a different area, and it's
Mm.
still there. It's completely different. It's like the sphere or the energy is coming from every stone. It's amazing. It's not coming from one place. It's coming from every stone, and yeah, you don't have to meditate to have a good experience there. And you go very early up in the morning. If you are too late, then the wind is already blowing, and you get really cold when you come out of the river. So you should be in time. And then most of the time the river is okay. It's you can take a quick dip if it's cold, but I don't think it's so cold yet. It's not yet so cold. And you have karma yoga. I have the same experience as Francis because the routine is the same every day.
Hmm.
And there is I don't know if you saw there is a film about Hirakan or Sanatan Dharma. You can find it on internet. You can find it even in on our website. I don't think you probably have no time, but it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
wow.
And it
I
is
will have plenty of time on the bus, so I'll see if I can check it out.
yeah, and it is yeah, it is simplicity. That's one of the main things, and you have to visit the. There are two sides of the river. One side is more the ashram. The other side is also the ashram. Is more the nine little temples and the cave, etc. You should
Wow.
visit them both, and the energy is different, but they are very nice both. And also on the Gufa side, they call it the side of the cave. Gufa is cave, and there is
Nine
most of the time
temples.
a very nice hospitable pujari who receives people well, and yeah, it's experience of simplicity, but it's also the bliss of simplicity.
If the ashram is very quiet now, are you? Do you think the people in the ashram who run it will be happy to receive guests this time of the year?
Yes, yes, they are happy with every guest.
Wow. And is the ashram open all year long, or is there periods where it's closed completely?
It's open all year long, and there are periods that people used to go there, like Christmas, like springtime. Then there are can be 300 people or so, but now
Wow.
maybe 15 or 20. I don't.
Mhm.
I
Francis, can I? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut
go
you.
on. Go on.
Francis, can I ask, is the ashram close to the city? How do you get to the ashram itself?
Uh, the big city in the environment is called Haldwani. It's about 300 kilometers from Delhi if you go more or less um, east, east north. So um, Haldwani is a big city. I think it has 800,000, almost 1 million, maybe by today 1 million inhabitants, but with not high buildings. It's a large city. And from there, um, it's most easy to go, I think, by taxi, who can bring you to almost Haldwani because they have been building roads through the mountains, not on the riverside, and then it is easy to go by taxi. And I think this you can't come to the very spot of the ashram, but then it's only a few hundred meters or half a kilometer or something like that
You
to
can
Ah,
come.
walk.
You can come to the ashram. Very spot. You can
Oh,
come to the
oh,
entrance,
there, yeah. I didn't know yet because I haven't been there for a long time. But today they will bring you to the gate.
and the Haldwani is not so big. It's 200,000. So
200,000. Oh, it's
200,000.
smaller.
Yeah.
Smaller than I thought.
And
Yes.
there is a taxi from through the mountains, the little hills, and I think it takes 2.5, 3, 4 hours, 2 hours, 2.5 or 3 hours or something. I,
from
I,
the.
I, I gave you the number of a taxi. This is also if you need to travel very cheap, you can have a shared taxi, but that's from a special place at 1 o'clock, I think, in Aldwani. So
Wow. I don't know why I've gotten this story of. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna
No
check on this.
problem. No problem. So very interesting. Yes. Ilona going to Herakan. She can make an interview there also.
yeah, she
A
can interview
reportage.
people.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Our our correspondent of the online ashram is at this moment in uh, Himachal in India, and is planning to travel to Delhi and Herakan. Herakan is a super small village where Babaji, the great yogin from the Himalayas, was manifesting himself in a little cave. It was in 1970 that he was discovered there, and Babaji was drawing a lot of disciples to him from all kinds of parts of the world, and he was teaching them beautiful teachings of meditation, karma yoga, and love, simplicity, and truth. Um, a very integrated teaching of yoga in which mm, you don't need to be a monk. You can live a worldly life, but a spiritual life at the same place at the same time. We are um, spiritual, material beings, and not only material or spiritual. And people tend to forget one side of life. That's why this kind of stay in a very beautiful place like Herakan can help you to wake up this divine power in yourself, so that you can live these two sides of life comfortably, spiritual and material. I was just filling up some things with talking about the Baba's teaching.
Yeah,
Continue to ask.
absolutely. I mean, just visiting India is just such profound experience in regards to what you just mentioned.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, yeah, it changes perspectives for me. It did. I've heard this story from, I'm not sure if I can say a sister or a devotee I've met in the Netherlands ashram, and she said it's a life-changing experience. She said, "Don't worry, when you come to India, you will be looked after by the divine." She said, "You might end up shaving your head anyway when you come to India." She said, "Take as little belongings as possible. Everything will be provided to you." She also said to me, it takes like 2 hours on a jeep to get to the ashram from
Yes,
the nearest little town. Is that right?
yes, that is Haldwani. Yes,
Ah, huh? Okay. I mean, usually when something's just beautiful and pure, it takes time to get there. So I'm sure it will be worth it.
yeah, it's
Sure.
Yeah.
like a kind of pilgrimage.
Yeah, itself. Yeah, you've mentioned about the river and coming at the right time. That itself is such a mindful experience, I'm sure. And it's exactly what I'm looking for. Is there anything I can do to prepare um, for this experience?
How to prepare for Huracan? I would almost say,
Go without expectation.
Hmm.
yeah, with an open heart, and bring
Yeah.
present for the people there. Maybe some sweets, or a few flowers which you can find on the road in a shop, or a guirland, something to present to the pujari there. Pujari will give it to Babaji, and I think that's a good beginning.
Wow.
Just a nice
So,
present, something sweet, something lovely.
Mm-hmm.
so you think his spirit is there more than anywhere else?
Yes, this is what I believe. This is what I feel, that Huracan is his home and heart. People coming there will always be granted beautiful experiences.
Oh, I just got shivers just talking about it. Good shivers. It's so if you can experience a bit of Babaji spirit just from visiting your ashrams, if you're saying this is where his favorite place is, that means what can you experience just going there?
Babaji as Shiva Mahavata had a lot of time there, also with his darling. He wasn't always a single yogi. He lived time in the same place with his beloved wife, Parvati, and there are still trees which are said to be existing for a long time, and there are many attributes of their staying. Um, Babaji as a yogin is perfect, but he has a further history and roots as the the eternal yogin of the Himalayas, and this was one of his favorite spots. And Babaji was not always single. He had mm, mm, it's a different story. I don't think I want to go into it too deep, but it was a girl. She was a king's daughter, and when she heard about Lord Shiva, uh, he- she was only interested in him. They were trying to get her to some kind of normal man because Lord Shiva was never a normal man. He would go half naked to the woods and, meditate here, meditate there, say nothing if somebody asked him something. He was a little bit a strange guy. If
Naughty.
Yes, but this is many ages back. It's in these are all these stories of the old Shiva stories, but beautiful stories. But the girl said, I don't care if he's mad or not. You know, I want him as my husband. And her mother thought, this girl of mine is completely mad. You know, maybe we need a psychologist. There were no psychologists, so she was lucky she didn't need to go to a psychologist in that time. But her fathers, of course, had more understanding for this passion. And one day he said, "Let's go to him and see. Maybe, maybe he wants to accept you as a servant or a disciple." And that's what happened. That happened. Um, the father left his daughter to serve Lord Shiva. There was nothing to serve because Lord Shiva needed nothing. You know, he
Mm.
he he was happy with a few sips of water. He was a yogi and he didn't eat. The sun was enough for him, and he was meditating. But as girls do, she was cleaning the place and keeping it nice. And if there was a single visitor once in a while, because most people didn't go there, then she would receive and present, and there were some routines where she could feel useful. And of course, she was inspired by all this meditation and so forth. And one day, mm, she she was kind of feeling love for him and
Mm.
clearly expressed love. But Lord Shiva, as a yogin, as a more living a monkey's life, said, "That's enough. I don't want you here." And Parvati went away crying. Why don't you want? No, I don't want you in that state here. You came to serve me, and I don't want to make love now. No, very harsh, but Parvati crying and going away. She didn't want to go back to parents, and she went to a lonely spot and said, "Okay, clear message. He doesn't want me, and I don't want to live without him. So I'm going to meditate on him. If I can't serve him there, I meditate here on his being.
Oh,
And I'm meditating until I have him." And then she was meditating, meditating, and meditating, eating only a few fruits. And later she was eating only a few leaves, and and then she became thin. She became so thin that it destroyed her beauty. And some gods were coming to her. They said, "Give up your penance. Give up your penance. That is a stupid guy there, this Shiva. He's not the only god. Go back to your parents and marry a normal prince, and don't fall in love with such a kind of idiot there in the Himalayas." And she said, "No, I want him." And she continued to pray.
oh
But
dear.
her prayer became so strong that other more important gods came to him. He said, "He's a good guy. He's a good guy. We will try to convince him." And these gods went to Lord Shiva and said, "It's not my time." And then again, gods came to her because she was so attractive with her spirituality that all the gods came to her.
Mm.
All the gods came to her and said, "We want to help you. We want to help you." And then eventually, Lord Shiva said, "Yes, the time has come." But still far away, she needed to be fed well. She was going back to her parents and said, "You can prepare the marriage." And The mother of Parvati was totally upset. My daughter giving to such an idiot like Lord Shiva. He can't even dress normally. And father thought, oh, something has been achieved. Daughter was thin and needed food. Let's feed her. And when is that marriage? On, I think it was on Shivaratri, this marriage, but I'm not sure. Somewhere in February. And Lord Shiva, now coming out of his very long tapasya of a few thousand years, he was telling his attendants, let's prepare this marriage and let's do it dignified. Let's not let's not appear as an idiot. So they dressed him up as a normal prince, which was quite unusual for him because he liked to be relaxed half naked. And they were going with Lord Shiva to the castle on the appointed day. But Lord Shiva had all kinds of, I would say, strange people also. He would have idiots and have, people with one eye, people with one hand, people who were completely nuts. And they would come along with all these other gods, which looked more normal, because the thing about Lord Shiva is he loves everyone, outcast, high caste, king. He's beyond all this, and he went with all his entourage to this castle. And Himavat, this was the name of Parvati's father, Himavat. Himavat it was the lord of the mountains. He was the highest disposed king, and he was ruling the whole Himalayas. Himavat in some way had a lot of respect for Lord Shiva because he knew that the actual lord of the Himalayas was Lord Shiva, not he. He was only the father of Parvati and a timely lord of this beautiful area of the Himalayas. So they got married in a magnificent way that even other gods didn't have. And nobody was jealous with them.
Who was?
Nobody was jealous with them.
Nobody was jealous.
No, because they deserved such a magnificent marriage. And that's all I have to tell today. It's the end of the story.
Wow, this is so fascinating. I want to know more. I want to know why Babaji stopped being incarnated in the physical. I want to know more about this story. I can't believe I'm only hearing it for the first time
But
as well.
many of these questions you can ask to Babaji himself. There's a beautiful cave, and I advise you to go there and meditate there for extended times in the morning in your free time. Not if they want you to do karma yoga, but in your own free time. Go and meditate and ask these questions
Wow.
to
Do
him.
I need to? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they say
And talk with the pujari there, Gohari.
Yeah. On the cave side, there's also a good pujari. He also has beautiful stories about Babaji, and you can ask anything to him.
Pujari. Okay. Do I need to buy any extra, like elegant clothes for entering temple, sari?
Much
Or
appreciated. Very much appreciated.
You can buy in Hirakan itself if you.
Or in the shop, yes.
Yeah.
In the shop or Haldwani.
okay, I will ask advice. And they say the crazy people are the ones closest to God. So your story about Babaji a bit explains that. And yeah, when
If you're
we
too normal, you don't grow.
I'd love to ask more about this story, and I can't believe I'm getting to visit that special place in person. So they were eventually happy married, or maybe we'll find out next time we meet.
Yeah, next time. Next time. You should go to sleep
Yes.
and get on WhatsApp if you need. I think you
Yes.
also have William's WhatsApp, yes?
Maybe. Yeah. If we stay a minute after, I will check. Thank you so much for sharing all this.
Yes.
So excited and looking forward to visiting Haidakand Ashram, Babaji's Ashram. Yeah, I can't wait to ask more questions about this. And yeah, I hope to see you soon.
Okay.
And if you can make a film there in Herakan of these
Yeah, interview the
nice
people
guys,
there.
interview the people.
Wow. Yeah, it's just found out. I think camera person is not coming with us, but
Do it
I
with your phone.
yeah. And next time I can do it with a proper camera.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Wow, thank you. Awesome. Thank you very much. And see you next week, maybe.
Yeah, see you
Yeah.
next week. And visitors, see you next week on the online ashram. We are turning something nice every Monday. And Ilona is going to make a reportage. You can be happy to have more news from Herakan. This is Herakan Television,
Babaji TV.
Babaji TV.